Hey everyone, this is Pete, and welcome back to the 400 Mini Show, an exploration of the games available for the Atari 8-bit line of home computers. Today's game is Mr. Robot and His Robot Factory, a 1983 release from Datamost, created by Ron Rosen. This is one of many games from the period that originated on Atari 8-bit and subsequently found itself ported to other platforms, in this case the Apple II and Commodore 64. Unlike other games that followed a similar trajectory, however, I'm not sure this became particularly well known outside Atari 8-bit enthusiasts, so it's still primarily associated with its original platform. Ron Rosen made a few games for Atari 8-bit besides Mr. Robot, including Polar Pierre, also for Datamost, Nuclear Nick for Americana, and Pacific Coast Highway and Rosen's Brigade for Datasoft. The game is a platformer in the minor 2049er mould, and most reviews called Mr. Robot out as being quite similar to the Big 5 classic. However, most also praised it for being a solid game in its own right, and one which, while derivative, managed to make itself feel distinct from its obvious inspiration. Writing in the May-June 1985 issue of Page 6 magazine, reviewer Jim Short described it as so much more than just another jumping and climbing game, and the best game of this type currently available for the Atari. He particularly praised the superb graphics and the game's strong use of colour, as well as the inclusion of the titular Robot Factory, a level editor that allows players to create up to 26 additional screens on top of the included 22 levels. Likewise, writing in the April 1984 issue of Video Games magazine, reviewer Mark Brownstein simply described Mr. Robot as an excellent game. The graphics are extremely good, sound is well integrated, and it plays well. Add that to the fact you can design your own game as often as you choose, and Mr. Robot may become one game you never tire of. This is an Atari 8-bit game I've always been rather fond of, and many Atari 8-bit enthusiasts cite it as a favourite entry in the system's library. So let's go play Mr. Robot and His Robot Factory. Okay, here we are with Mr. Robot and His Robot Factory by Ron Rosen. Copyright 1983, Datamost Incorporated. This lovely little animated title screen going on. Likely using a technique known as page flipping, which is where you can sort of load multiple screens into the Atari's memory at once and then flip between them. It's quite a common animation method, and you see it's pretty seamless. And in the background we have some music by Gary Gilbertson, who along with Philip Price put together a program called, I think it's called the Advanced Music Processor or something along those lines, which was basically a means of programming music for the Atari 8-bit. And Gilbertson and Price used it quite a bit in their own games. So it's most famously seen in the role-playing game series Alternate Reality, where it's used to have sort of karaoke-style lyrics for songs coming up on the screen while you're in various environments. And it's also used in The Tale of Beta Lyrae, which is a scrolling shoot-'em-up that they did, which I don't think we've played on this series yet, largely because I'm absolutely terrible at it. And I don't really want to play it and show like just the first 5 seconds of the first level over and over again. But anyway, we'll probably come to that at some point after I've put some practice in. So yeah, Mr. Robot and His Robot Factory. This is a rather fun little platformer in the minor 2049er mould. And you'll see it's a very similar sort of idea. Your aim is to progress over all the platforms in the level and collect the power pills. It actually specifically calls them power pills in the original documentation. And while collecting the power pills, you are supposed to avoid the alien fire, which is what the nasties are called in this. And to deal with the alien fire, you can collect the energy tokens, I believe it calls them, and that will shield you for a few seconds, and while you're shielded you can destroy the alien fire. And that's it. That's all you need to know to play this game. You just work through the 22 included levels, and or any that you've made yourself using the robot factory, which we'll spend a little bit of time looking at today. And contending with various features along the way. So this stage has conveyor belts. I think it calls them treadmills rather than conveyor belts in the documentation. Oops! And as per usual for games like this, if you fall too far, you will die. Unlike many games like this, it does actually tell you how far you can fall before dying in this one, which is 1.5 times Mr. Robot's height. So now you know. Oh dear, that didn't go well, did it? Right. Let's do better. So yeah, this is one of those Atari 8-bit games that I'm very fond of. It's one of those ones that if I sit down and I decide I want to play some Atari 8-bit and I don't have a specific game in mind, this is one of the first ones I will come to, pretty much always. Other games that fall into that category include Juice, which is a very early, kind of vaguely Qbert-esque game that I covered very early in the Atari A to Z series. Rescue on Fractus, which is a bit more complicated, and as we've seen with my 4-hour video on the subject, a lot more time consuming potentially. But yeah, this is oh, that's too far. But yeah, this is a favourite with good reason. As you saw from the reviews, it was very well liked back in the day. And it's still a popular game today. In Atari 8-bit community sites, it's not uncommon to see Mr. Robot avatars. And the game ranking highly in top whatever lists. Right, let's go this way. So yes, as is hopefully clear, these things are, I believe it describes them as escalators. Oh no! Yes, having to restart a level every time you die is mildly annoying, but fairly par for the course in this kind of game. Because I guess it would be much easier to cheese it if you just respawned. Although Jumpman lets you pick up where you left off. Yeah, Epix's Jumpman is unsurprisingly a game that this gets quite frequently compared to, for reasons that I'm sure are immediately apparent. Can I make that? Yes. And there we go. Good, good, good. So yeah, usual formula for this. Complete the level and you get a bonus for your remaining energy, which is just a time limit basically. So on this stage, these things are bombs. You tread on them and they explode. And they're worth points for making them explode. But you don't have to clear them all in order to finish the level. It just means that they're platforms that once you step on them you can't use them again. So that's otherwise a fairly straightforward level. This next one's a tricky one. Oh no. Right, let's do that again, but better, shall we? No stupid mistakes this time. Because the mistakes I made that time were incredibly stupid. I do love his walking sound. It's just it's a very retro interpretation of a robot. Assuming that they would be walking around going beep boop beep boop beep boop 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 boop. It's a very simple sound effect, but it's got a fun sort of mechanical feel to it. And it works really well. And I had a quick look at the Commodore 64 version of this, but I was recording the intro. You might have seen a little clip of it in there. The sound effects in the C64 version are nowhere near as good. They're much more, I guess, sort of reserved, you might call them. There's none of the bing 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 bing, which is a shame. But what you gonna do? Oops. I find looking at this level really hard to process for some reason. Just sort of passing out the route you need to take to be able to get everything. But I guess that's sort of the point. I guess the point is to try and confuse you. And get you thinking, well, hang on. What am I actually supposed to do here? But one of the nice things about this game is that all the levels are very well designed. They're designed to take advantage of the mechanics, gradually teach you the mechanics as you progress through the game. And now what? This way? And over here, and down here, and over here, and then over here. Right, lovely. Now, you might notice that the platforms in this have a rather lovely rainbow effect going on. That, I believe, I take this with a pinch of salt because this is an aspect of Atari 8-bit programming and stuff that I've never really understood and has always seemed like black magic to me. I believe that is the result of something called a display list interrupt. The display list is a program that runs in the Atari all the time, and it determines how the screen is laid out and what graphics modes are being used. So in Atari Basic, there are a number of preset graphics modes where the display list is set up to display a particular type of graphics or text. So the default blue, white on blue text screen for Atari, for example, is a graphics 0 screen. And by tinkering with the display list, you can mix graphics modes together on screen. And that's most commonly used in games like this to have a combination of graphics and text. So what we've probably got here... Can I fall down there? Yes, I can. So what we've probably got here is an area of graphics, which is where we're wandering around doing all our robot-y things. And then a text area at the top of the screen. And then Mr. Robot himself is highly likely a couple of the Atari's hardware sprites. I say a couple because he's more than one colour. And Atari sprites could only be a single colour. So if you want a multicoloured character, you have to mix more than one sprite together. Can we fall down there? Yes, yes we can. Jump. Destroy this. There we go. So yes, the stripy platforms in this that are cycling around the colours, those are teleporters. So you stand on them and press the fire button and they will teleport you somewhere else. So hopefully we can... There we go, deal with him. Right, now I don't know what to do next. I might have messed this up. I've definitely messed this up. Oh. Right, there we go. That sorted that. So then let's teleport into this upper corner. Oh, bollocks. Right, this time. Get the thing, kill the thing. Get the stuff. Hop back. Teleport. Teleport. It sends you to a random one each time, if that wasn't already clear. Kill him. Good. Good. Right. Oh. Yeah, the falling too far thing counts if you jump and you end up falling that far as well. So yeah, something to bear in mind. Right, let's have one more go and then we'll take a look at the robot factory, which is the included level editor. It's not getting off to a great start, is it? It's getting off to a pretty dang poor start. But it's fine. Sometimes your very best goes happen when you mess up right at the beginning. And sometimes they don't. But we'll see. Okay. On to the next. This one is nicely straightforward. As long as they don't do anything idiotic. Which I'm sure it won't. Okay, then hop up here. Grab that. Kill the thing. Alright, we're good. And on to the next, if you please. How is this one? Just do it. Just do it. Just get the things, kill the dudes. Get the things. It's easy. Easy money. Okay, we're good. I always thought the alien fire, as they're known, I always thought they looked like angry bearded men for some reason. It's one of those things that I thought once as a kid, and I haven't been able to unsee it ever since. There we go. Easy peasy. Right, this one is easy peasy. As long as you just keep moving. Now, of course, I guess you could try and maximise your score by blowing up as many of those bombs as possible. But, you know, just surviving this damn game is enough. It is fun to see your points rattling up as the bombs explode, though. Okay, solid. Okay, that's the tricky bit done. Oddly enough, it's the bit with the huge leap of faith you have to do here that is the fairly straightforward bit. Jump! And if you're wondering, you do die if you hit the frame of the trampoline. Right, let's get this one right first time this time. Maybe. I think what we want to do is take out this guy, and then I think we want to go back on here. Yes, and do this. There we go. That's how we do it. Yes, there we go. Beautifully done. Alright, onto screen G. You know what? I don't think I've seen this screen before. Oh, this is a tricky little beast, isn't it? Have I got a leap of faith off here and land on the... No. That's not how that works. You can't jump and grab a ladder, I don't think. No, you can't do that, so that's worth bearing in mind. Okay. So you don't want to leap off the end of this one. If we just run off the end, does that land on the tramp? No. Because he falls like a rook. Of course he does. Oh, and there's no power pills to get rid of the alien fire in this one either. That's mean. That's really mean. That level is mean. Very mean. I'm sure there's a strategy to it though. But like I say, I don't think I've ever reached that level before, so I don't know what it is. Anyway, let's press Option to visit the robot factory. And this is very easy to use. All you do is you just pick bits from the bottom. So let's take a platform edge there. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then another platform edge there. And you can press and hold the button as well. I'm doing all this with the joystick. So I can just hold the button and go 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Get some nice symmetry going on. Is that right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. No. It's too many. We can't have asymmetrical levels. It's a monstrous idea. Okay. So this is the frame of a ladder. So you can press and hold and just draw that out. Like so. And you see it takes care of the lovely rainbow effect for you. It just automatically does that as you go up the screen. So yeah, I didn't finish my explanation, did I? And like I say, I don't really understand in the first place. So take this with a pinch of salt. Display list interrupts, I believe, are a means of tinkering with the display list that allows you to do things that are not normally covered by the default graphics modes. So that usually takes the form of things like having more colours on screen than usual. And that's what we have here with this rainbow effect. What it's doing is it's dividing the screen into strips. And giving each strip a particular background colour. I can neither confirm nor deny what you think I might be doing here. But let's face it, I probably am doing what you think I'm doing. There we go. Right, then we can make a nice little step effect like this. Alright, so it's nice that it goes pink at the top. And then we'll just pop some little bits in there. And then we just need to put the remaining edges on. Spot of edging, if you will. And then we'll have a nice little... If you didn't notice this in the main game, standing on one of those things causes you to slide down it. Okay, so let's add a few finishing touches. So we will start Mr. Robot just here. We'll do a few little bomb bits here for some decoration. Some hairy decoration. And we'll pop an alien fire on each of those. And we can't fit one on the top, but we can pop one here and one here. You can have up to 4 alien fire per stage. Let's pop a couple of energy tokens there for our hero to make good use of. think that's centered, is it? I'm not sure we will be able to center that, but it's... That'll do. That'll do for now. Okay, and there we have a working level. Let's just put some extra bits in there, just for funsies. Let's have a conveyor belt going across the middle. Because why not? Okay, and we can then test that by saying test. Oh. We have we have a slight error with our alien fire. He's not supposed to be there, and he's not actually there. Whee! But aside from that, everything seems to be working as intended. Don't climb the ladder. There we go, level complete. Right, I guess the problem was it doesn't like them too close to the edge, maybe? So let's get rid of them. Let's pop one there. And one there, and see what happens. So, test. That's better. Now we are working as intended. So yeah, with this you can make up to 26 levels and save them to disk. And you don't save them to the original game disk. You save them onto a blank formatted disk. Which basically means you can have as many disks of levels for this as you want. Which is nice, you just load them up from within the game. This copy that I'm playing here actually appears to have the disk functions taken out for some reason. I don't know if it's a port of like a cassette version or something like that. But yeah, normally there should be a disk option down at the bottom of the screen that allows you to save stuff. Don't know why that's not there, but it's not for some reason. But if you make sure you download an image of the original disk version of this, you should be sorted. And then you can share your creations with family and friends, such as my lovely little house that we've made here. Anyway, that's hopefully given you a good idea of why Mr. Robot and his Robot Factory is a lovely little game for Atari 8-bit. So it just remains for me to say, as always, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you again next time.